Taurus, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. It's an energy reading, so it comes to you when you call it to you. That's what makes it a timeless tarot card reading. And it casts out for the week ahead. That's what makes it a week ahead tarot card reading. Taurus, we begin with this message. A rebirth is assured. So something's coming back to light or something's coming back to life. There's also a change. Could be a change in perspective. Honestly, a lot of times this card reminds me of the Hanged Man card because it is hanging in reverse and it is a very cocoon-like shape. I know it's a bat, it's not a butterfly, but it is a very cocoon-like positioning that it wraps itself in. And with one wing out, it is implying that it's about to awaken from a time of falling to pieces, falling apart. That's what happens in a cocoon, is everything falls apart. This is when the bat starts to awaken from its slumber after its regenerative stage, which is sleep or in the cocoon. It's a regenerative state. And this is the reawakening. So something's coming back or reawakening. I don't know what it is. We're going to get into it, Taurus. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you've just found me. And even if you haven't, check to see that you are, you've got that notification bell selected to all notifications so that you know when I upload your favorite content, but also so that you know when I go live. Yeah, because I do that here. I do tarot card readings and everything. So if something falls out, I'm just going to leave it where it is because that means it's part of the reading. Taurus, if you're looking for personal readings, I provide those as well. Please check out my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com, and you can book and schedule right online. You'll get your messages and you'll get your answers within 24 hours of booking or scheduling with me. Full astrology services are available as well. Okay, Taurus. All right, let's cleanse the energy. Taurus. We got one more card that came out. Let's get going. Let's look at the one that ended up in the past. Let me get a little bit so you see the cards more. Let's look at the one who kind of ended up in the past. Lay a solid foundation. This is really good news. This is a Virgo energy. You laid a solid foundation. In other words, there was a solid foundation laid before the slumber began so that there could be a reawakening. So whatever is reawakening now, you have a connection with somehow. It's solid enough for you to understand it, though it probably took that turnaround of perspective for you to understand it more or understand it enough, or you needed to take a little bit of a break from something. But it doesn't mean that something wasn't established well enough to not exist after your awakening. So maybe reawakening to a different perspective of something that exists, or being able to come back to something that was well established because it's got it's got a strong foundation. So for those of you returning to relationships or seeing people return to you, be understanding of the fact that, or be aware. I'm not going to say beware, but I'm going to say be aware of the fact that somebody could be coming back because you laid a solid foundation because they're comfortable, because they're familiar. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're back for all the right reasons. All right, just to let you know. And then we have give with gratitude and grace sitting right beneath it. So putting your whole self in, giving your whole self over. You had laid a solid foundation. Maybe you took a break from it. You're reawakening. Something's refreshed. And now you just want to give your entire self over to it, or it wants to give its entire self over to you. This is really interesting. And then we have slow and steady wins the race. I think this is very good advice, especially that it's an emotional card. It's a water card. This is Cancerian energy, but it's the highest form of Cancerian energy. Think like King of Cups. There is this energy of knowing yourself, being certain of it, and being certain of your value, and not allowing everybody in, that wants to come in. Really being able to focus on what really works for you and nurtures you. So there is this kind of glimmer of light saying, Taurus, you'll know what to do, or you are supported, and now you are aligned with the people who are most important in your life. And ultimately, there's a sense of, I don't got to rush this stuff. And Spirit is showing up in this card, like the message is showing up to say, don't rush this stuff. Allow it to move slowly. You know enough to not rush in this time around. There is a wisdom here that is informing you. And then we have the miracles are endless. And this is your energy. So realizing I have everything that I need, realizing I am resource rich, realizing that I have, more than enough, and that there's abundance all around me. And this is a real feel good about yourself, and recognize, like self-love, recognize the abundance that is you. And then we have know your worth as well. And boy, doesn't that just come up to something only comes back when you're ready to face it. And so you are now actively calling something into you that clearly needs to be finished. Right? That you invested a lot of time and energy into. And now you have, or this week, you have enough self-esteem to face it. Doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging you. Let's get into the 7-card spread, okay? First day, day 1. Oh, no, let's get seventh day. Let's choose the resolution to the day first. How does this resolve 7th day? How does this resolve 7th day? We'll keep it over here. How does this resolve 7th day? How does this resolve 7th day? How does this resolve 7th day? Okay. That's interesting energy. You ready? Day 1. How does day 1 pan out for Taurus, please? So you're noticing that something isn't working out. You're noticing that no matter what you try, it's not working out. Well, you've well established yourself with that, but still there doesn't seem to be a functionality that you're discovering. No matter what you do, things aren't prospering. Okay? So don't leave us here, God. Day 1. So the end comes. Something wasn't functioning. You couldn't figure out how to make it function. And so the end comes. And then we have this Libran energy to the Justice card. Kind of weigh it against what is good and what is right. And what you know to be the truth. And how does it add up? And how does it balance out? Right? Like something couldn't hold up to the truth or to the balance of a situation. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So let me say, this card setup almost makes me feel like day 1, something has got to end in order to reestablish a balance and enable you to have abundance in your life. It's like, I made up a saying, and it's so true, Taurus. The trash takes itself out. You gotta let it go. So this is, day 1 is an equalizing day, where something that wasn't working needs to end in order to balance itself out and for us to reestablish our value. That's what I'm reading there. What about day 2? Walking away from something. Just because it takes itself out Doesn't mean emotionally you let go, but day 2, it says you will be able to move on from this simply because it doesn't fulfill you anymore. This sense of, do I really want to work this hard on it? Do I even want to be this mad about it? Do I want to cry about it? Do I care about it at all? There's a little bit of apathy to the 8. Well, maybe just disinterest. Like I just don't have it in me to keep working on this kind of energy. I don't have it in me to keep working on this. And then you have the strength to let go. I think you finally have the strength to let something go on day 2. To finally admit that it's over for you. And that is, as scary as that may be, this is when you demonstrate the strength to be able to actively do that, Taurus. Now, what about day 3? Doesn't it always happen that way? You got to take the trash out in order to make space for the good shit to come in. So day 3, the only card that came out is this. Maybe you're returning home. Maybe you're returning to the people who really appreciate you. This could be finally deciding to realize who appreciates me and who doesn't. Who values me, or where are my skills best placed and where are they not? Because by day 3 or beginning of the middle of the week, there's this sense of, I know now where I belong and where I'm going to be appreciated. And this is why people celebrate you, or you're returning, and they're very happy to see you. There is a happy return, which we kind of predicted in the baseline cards. There's a happy return on day 3. A victorious return. Day 4, let's see what day 4 has got for us. We have the heartbreak card. It's right on top of it. Let's talk about it first. This is an upset. This is a sadness. This is being stabbed through the heart. And then we have the Ace of Wands. It's a new beginning that's breaking our heart. Now that to me sounds like an emotional reaction. A sense of, I found where I belong, I'm happy one day, and then the next day, even though I have these wonderful opportunities, it just reminds me of what isn't coming back and what ended. And that happens a lot when we're going through like breakups, or we lost our job, or we're grieving. It happens with grief. When, we get this opportunity for something new and it just makes us sadder because it makes us think about what we've lost. And, at this point, maybe it's just part of your grieving process, Taurus. To have to go through that and let those emotions play out. But there is still that Ace of Wands, that beautiful offer that may be giving you anxiety and maybe breaking your heart, but the offer is still on the table. And what did we have here with this energy? We had go slow. Be wise enough to not rush yourself, maybe even to not reject something. Honor the emotional response, allow it to flow out so it doesn't get clogged and get in your way. What about day 5? It looks like day 5 we're a little bit more prepared to open ourselves up to something new, because the Page of Wands has showed up. Now the Page of Wands is a beginning of something special, a beginning of something unique, a beginning of something that's interesting. And there's a judgment. This is a good judgment. It's like now our head is clear. Now we're able to be interested. Or there's a new opportunity that you have been judged worthy for. You may not at first, maybe somebody had to take their fucking time. Maybe somebody had to contemplate how they feel about the situation. But Knight of Wands says, guess what? I'm going to take action on it. I'm prepared to move forward with this. I've got a lot of interest in it. I definitely want this interest. Now, it's almost like you could be calling in fuckboys to you as well. This could be the day that you're surrounded by a lot of people who are hot to trot and fast moving. And this is a day where it's saying, stop, pause, take some time to see, am I using my good judgment? Right? Because a lot of this energy could also be very fleeting. So it could be that day 5, Taurus, is when you are really required to dig into your patience and contemplate, how do I feel about this? Instead of just, how do I get my rocks off? What about day 6? This is where we have that Plutonic energy of resurrection. We have the Death card, Scorpio energy. This is also very intense energy, so it could just be like deep desire for somebody or something. A deep wantedness, sensuality, sexuality. There's little gnats. Hold on. We have Pluto energy. So Pluto this is okay, and this is the Hermit. Wow, this is very secretive energy. This is heavily steeped in the 8th house. But this is being formidable and being strong and being able to demand your standards that you've set. I just read something interesting about the Hermit card. The Hermit is about forced isolation. The Hermit is about selected isolation. The Hermit is wanting to be alone because it knows that it's got its light. And it will take its light wherever the fuck it goes. And it doesn't need, like, it's not scared of the darkness. Like, facing the darkness and being able to rise from it. But let's just clarify the Death card as well. This could be, please clarify the Death card. Please clarify maybe both these energies and their combined meaning. Please clarify, God. So this is 5 of Pentacles and Queen of Swords. It's applying logic to an extreme upset or dysfunctional situation. It's figuring out that either something is worthless or why something didn't work out. So this could be when the information comes in that enables you to rise, that enables you to, so what is this information? We got to get to day 7. Let's get to the Moon card first. Believe in the impossible. And this is a blue moon. That could be a date because we have July 21st is a blue moon. It's the 2nd moon in Capricorn during Cancer season. And there's a real blue moon that's coming out. I don't know the color the moon is going to be, but we call it a blue moon. It's a true blue moon because it's happening in the same season. When the sun is in the same zodiac sign, not just in the same month. So we have so that could be a timestamp of July 21st. Something impossible actually figures itself out. Or maybe you didn't realize that you would have the emotions that you have. Believe in the impossible. First of all, what is the impossible? What is this impossible thing? That the tower has brought something down, that something is destroyed that gives you a new opportunity. That whatever these walls were, or this isolation, you're ready for something new now. That stuff finally crumbles and it doesn't exist anymore. And then there's room for something new. So there's a gateway that opens. There's an opportunity that finally opens for you around that blue moon, right? Especially if you're trying to struggle and figure out what the hell do I do, especially about my finances, but we have to figure out day 7. Let's go to the extended for day 7. Let me pull a couple of these cards first, though, for you. How does this all... Yang energy means you have to initiate something. And that's like the Ace of Wands. Something is starting to initiate right now. Somebody is taking action on something they desire. Somebody is certain of what they desire so that they can take action on it. So this is definitely a sense of get ready to take action because the old is crumbling. Spirit card. Let's go to the extended, guys. I cannot wait to get these answers, and we got to finish day 7 and get your spirit message. Okay. I'll see you guys there. The link is down below in the description box. You can also find it. I'll pin it to the top of the comment section. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.